Hey, what's up everyone? Adam here with brahwegotthis, and today I'm going to show you what animation canceling is in the Elder Scrolls Online and how to do it. This has been a long requested guide, and a lot of people get confused by this and don't understand how much this can affect your rotation. So I'm going to go over why it's beneficial, examples of it, and tips for getting better at it. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you want to watch me play live, make sure to come by twitch.tv/brahwegotthis on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can ask questions and, most importantly, have fun. Also, make sure to join our Discord and Guild the Necro Daddies, where we have a growing community of new and veteran players to help everyone out. The links to the Twitch and the Discord are in the description. The guild as well is now 2 guilds, so we will send you an invite to whichever one is open, but we have grown past 1 guild now, so it's pretty awesome. Again, you can find all those links in the description. So you probably have seen a ton of people talking about animation canceling, and if you're a new player, you're probably like, what the hell is that? And to be honest, if you are brand new to the game and below level 50, it's something that you don't need to be too concerned about until later on in the game, but it's good to know what it is, and it's good to start trying to do it early on so you can get better and better at it once you reach the end game. Again, timestamps will be below in the description if you want to skip 2 different parts of the video. This is also the first video of the series of videos coming up this month pertaining to role-specific guides. So we will be doing beginner DPS, a beginner healer, and a beginner tank guide. Those will be out in the next couple weeks. But essentially in ESO, most skills and light attacks are able to have their animation canceled. So when you activate a skill, it will have an animation tied to it. This animation is there for basically beautiful aesthetics. It's actually one of the big reasons I love this game, because the animations look great. So what I'm gonna do, I'll show you this skill. So if we look at Venomous Claw here, you will see my character does a full animation. But with Venomous Claw, and like many other skills in the game, it is an instant cast skill. So if we go over to the Ardent Flame line and it says Venomous Claw, you'll see that it says cast time is instant. Okay, so what that means is as soon as you activate the button, it activates. The ability goes off. You see the damage numbers there. But the animation takes a second to do. So what that means is if you can cancel that animation, you'll still be able to get that skill's effect. Now, there will be some skills we will go over later that aren't instant cast as well as heavy attacks. One of those skills is on my bar axe right here, and it's these rapid strikes, or I think it's flurry strikes. Which one is this? Let's see. I get confused. Bloodthirst, sorry. Bloodthirst, you'll see in the skills, has a cast or a channel time of 0.6 seconds. So you'll see it takes 0.6 seconds to complete. Those skills, along with any other channeled skills or skills that take more than an instant cast, those you cannot cancel, because if you do, they will be interrupted and they will not go off. So animation canceling is the act of canceling an instant cast skill's animation before it finishes to make the animation quicker. But let's talk about why animation canceling is beneficial. This is a beneficial thing, especially for ESO endgame, because the longer it takes you to activate skills, the less DPS you're doing technically. So if you are not, canceling some of your skills and doing the full animation of some of them, the full light attack animation, it's going to slow down your rotation. So in turn, you want to make sure that you do as much DPS in the shortest amount of time. So what this allows you to do is to go from skill to light attack to skill and so on quicker, in turn speeding up again your overall rotation. For example, let's say you cast each skill in your rotation and put a light attack in between, but let's say all the animations fully finish. Okay, so like I'm saying, if you go Beast Trap, light attack, Venomous Claw, light attack, that, light attack, that, light attack, that, light attack. Okay, now that's not necessarily my rotation for this build. Again, in general, if you go across your whole skill bar like that, that takes significantly longer than if you were to, basically like go through your, skills in a weaving sort of sense, or canceling those animations. That's going to add, however many seconds to your rotation, every rotation, okay? And basically, when you add seconds of you not canceling your animations, it basically means that you're not doing damage for a certain amount of seconds in a fight. So some fights, when you're in a trial, they could last 10 minutes on a boss. You don't know. Like, it could be 5 minutes, could be 3 minutes, could be 10 minutes. But every minute, or every 30 seconds, you're doing your rotation X amount of times. If you add all those rotations up in that amount of time, 30 seconds, a minute, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the duration is, it's going to stack up a lot and you're going to do significantly less damage. So that's why it is super beneficial. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you some examples of animation canceling and how you can do it. There's multiple ways you can do this. There's more optimal ways that you can do this, but it's really kind of your preference and what you feel comfortable doing and what you can get better at. So the first way I'm going to show you guys that you can cancel animations is by bar swapping, okay? So the easiest skill that I can really show you this on is the arrow barrage. So if I arrow barrage right here, you'll see that the animation takes forever, but it is an instant cast ability, which it doesn't seem like it would be. So what you can do is you can activate arrow barrage, switch your bar, okay? As you saw, arrow barrage then still goes off, but you take significantly less time activating the skill. So you can do this with a lot of skills. So as you see, I have, poison arrow down there. I go poison arrow, switch bar. Okay, so I go back, poison arrow, switch bar. Go back, poison arrow, switch bar. I have, the way my mouse is set up, I have 2 buttons on the side. I'll try to throw a picture up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see this of my mouse. And the way I do it is I set up certain skills on my mouse button 4, which is right next to my, my bar switching button. So for poison arrow, I just activate it, switch bar. Now, keep in mind with bar switching, if you're going to do that to cancel your animations, you don't want to do it like, if you're like in your rotation, say you've got to activate this flame ability, right? Number 4. Say you've got to do 3 more abilities on this bar. It's probably not optimal to go flame ability switch bars and then switch back and do your skills, because it's just going to be so much switching. So if that's the case, you've got to have other ways to cancel your abilities. So the next way I want to show you is by blocking. So if you go skill block, you'll see that it canceled the animation there before doing the full one. It's kind of slight, but you can see that it is canceling it. So as you'll see, I'll do my poison injection again, and I'll hold the block button right after it. You see that it canceled it? No. So as you'll see, we'll do the flame ability, and I'll hold block right after it. See how I cancel the animation? See, here's the full animation. Here's the canceled animation. It's a little quicker, but that is a way that you can cancel animations as well. You can block cancel it. So basically, the block cancel, in my opinion, is a little harder to maneuver. And so that's why I was saying that you have to kind of figure out which cancel is going to work for you best. There's still some more I'm going to go over here in a second, but it's sometimes really, really hard to execute it. And so, it's a little wonky, I feel like, and you just have to really figure out which one's easier for you. But like I said, it's not always optimal to activate a skill, and, basically switch bars between every single skill. Like that's not the ideal situation, in my opinion. But that's why it's important to do your rotation and know what skills come before the next bar swap. So a lot of times, the way I like to do it is I like to put my arrow barrage, the last skill on that bar. That way I'm on this bar now. So like if I'm doing my rotation and I go like, poison. See, like if I try to poison injection and switch, it just doesn't work. So like, if I poison injection and I do, say I do my flames and then I do, the flame of oblivion or whatever, and then this is my last skill on this bar, I'll usually then do the bar swap after that because it makes sense. And it's just easier to cancel the animation there. Now, the next way you can cancel your animations is by dodge rolling. Again, this is going to drain stamina. I don't think it's recommended, but it is a way that you can do it. So if you, dodge roll, you will cancel it. But again, it took away a ton of my stamina. And as you can see, it's not ideal, but it is a way, again, that you can do it. You could do it with the arrow one. It's a solid way to, cancel that animation. But again, you just have to kind of find which one you like. Now, the next one is the one that I like to do, and this is what a lot of people do, I feel like, when it comes to their rotations for the most part, and that is technically your light attack, canceling, or weaving, because basically you can cancel, like I said, your light attack. So if I do a light attack, there's the full one, there's the full skill. So as you see with your light attacks right here, you can cancel your light attack by interrupting it with the skills. So with this, it's about timing with canceling your light attacks. So you'll try to see if you can hear my mouse click, and then the skill here, you'll see that click skill, click skill. It's boom, 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 boom. So this one is one of the most important things to do, because if you do that, it's going to increase your DPS a lot, because light attacks and heavy attacks are very important to DPSing. You've got to be doing light attacks basically between a lot of your skills. I mean, that's what most rotations are. You go light attack skill, you might spam a couple skills or something after that, switch bars kind of thing. You have light attacks between a lot of your skills. So it's important that you don't have a full light attack every single time. You want to cancel that animation, light attack, activate, light attack, click skill, click skill. So as you see, it cancels your light attack, does the skill. Now, if you want to get more advanced with, canceling the skill animation after the light attack, you go light attack skill block, light attack skill block, light attack skill block. So you literally see in a matter of less than a second, I go light attack skill and I block. That cancels the animation of the light attack, the skill, and it gets me ready for the next whatever I need to do in my rotation. You could even go light attack skill switch bars. So if I can go light attack skill switch bars again with that. You saw I did light attack, 2 skills in between that, and switch bars twice. So you put all that together, and it increases your DPS. Now, obviously, I'm not doing it in an orderly fashion necessarily. I'm not doing my full rotation or anything, but practicing this is the only way that you can really get better at it. It's something that you can't just, in my opinion, pick up and be like, oh, like I know how to do this. Like, you've got to come and practice it. Now, like I said, I did want to talk about the channeling thing. So like, as I said before, again, most skills in this game have like an instant cast, but if you look at the Bloodthirst skill, so like that 4 skill, it's got a channel. You'll see the channel at the bottom of the screen. So what that means is, with the channel, you cannot cancel that, okay? You just can't. You can't cancel it, because if you try to cancel this animation, like so, watch. This is the full animation. Okay? If you try to cancel that with a block, it doesn't fully fire. See, you see the bar come up? See, that time I didn't block. You see the bar come up, but nothing happens. So that means your skill is not firing. You have to let it finish. Now, the other thing that I want to go over is some heavy attack stuff. So heavy attacks, again, these are long animations, okay? But what a lot of people don't realize is you can have a heavy attack go off without holding down your button for the whole animation. Basically, if you don't just instantly click the button, okay, you're going to get a heavy attack, okay? So if I want to do a Venomous Claw, watch. I'll start my heavy attack, and I'll do my skill. See that? Start my heavy attack, do my skill. Heavy attack, do my skill. You're still getting the credit for your heavy attack, but it's just not doing the full animation, which, again, is going to help you with your DPS, because heavy attacks are beneficial because they do damage, and they give you resources back if you're stamina or magicka characters. Again, this is something that's just going to take some time, and don't expect to be amazing at it. But you can get better at it, and I think that a lot of people, okay, in this game can do this and can get better at the act of animation canceling. I do want to say as well that if you're a casual player and you're not going to be going for leaderboards and stuff like that, if you're not doing this optimally, it's not going to, like, we're not going to kick you from our raid or our dungeon or anything like that. Like, you'll be able to clear most content in this game, but it's just something, again, that can help you get your DPS higher. The tips that I want to go into with getting better at this, the first tip I want to go over is, again, practicing. and practicing at the dummy. This is our guild hall, guys. We have a dummy over there. We've got a dummy here. We've got a dummy over there and like 4 dummies in the corner over there. Okay? Come to the guild hall. It's my residence. All you got to do is go to my name, wherever my name's at. Let's see. Let me go to the guild. Roster, King Bra. Right click and just say travel to primary residence. Come and practice at the dummies, okay? Practice doing the canceling on your skills, and then you'll get faster at it. That's what I had to do. I was not amazing at this, guys. You know, like 6 months, 8 months ago. Like, this is something that I've really tried to get better at over the last 8 months of playing the game. You know, so I'd come and practice, and I try to practice on bosses too. If we're not doing like a vet really important thing, I'll try to practice my like canceling with all this stuff. So the next tip is find what works for you. So if bar switching is the best way for you to switch or cancel your animations, then bar switch, okay? I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be the best way all the time, but if it is an easier thing for you to understand, then, you know, do that. If, you know, dodge rolling is easier, or, you know, to cancel animations, you know, do that. Again, like I said, I think the light attack weaving and light attack canceling between your skills and everything are going to be what is going to be the most optimal for you. You know, if blocking is the thing that is best for you, you know, try to do that in your rotation some. So you have to find what works best for you and what you pick up on. But if you can try to get better at all of them, then eventually you have all those tools on your belt and you can use them when you need to. The next tip I want to say is setting up your skills optimally and effectively, okay? What I mean by that, again, is hotkey your skills, okay? If you're on PC, you know, I almost rarely ever use 1 through 5 as my skills. I usually always have it usually 2 through 5, or this 3 is something else, and I have a mouse button right here. Set up your skills to where, you know, it's easier for you to go between them. So the way that I do it is a lot of times I'll put like a lot of AoE or damage over time effects on one bar. So like all of these are basically like damage over time or AoE effects. And like over here is a lot of my spammables. There's some damage over time ones as well. But like Beast Trap is usually where you start out with. So like I'll Beast Trap and then I'll switch bars, right? Like I start that out with my rotation, and then I do this side. So like if you want to do that, you know, and then like I said, I'm not really weaving right now, but like you do the arrows, you do the poison arrow, you know, this damage over time, that damage over time, and then, you know, you want to switch back. I have my bar set up like that because it helps me organize in my mind and gain muscle memory where each of my skills are, you know. And what I do is I do this on all of my characters. I don't just do it on this Stamina Dragon Knight, you know. I do it on all my characters because what that does is it gets it in your mind as muscle memory. That way, when you are on your other characters, you have a method. You're like, okay, if I have Beast Trap, it's going to be on that bar, and then I'm going to switch to my AoEs, drop them, switch back, do my spammables, switch, you know, whatever your rotation is. It's good to practice setting your skill bar up effectively so you learn that muscle memory. And then another thing is, like, depending on what equipment you have, keyboard, mouse, the way you have stuff hotkeyed, so like this skill and this skill, I find it easier to put that as my mouse button. I don't find it easier for me to reach up to put Beast Trap as my 5 skill. I don't know why, I just do. And ever since the beginning of time, since I've played this game, I've always put my Noxious Breath or my Fire Breath from my Magicka Dragon Knight on my 5 skill because it just is in my mind. It's like, okay, that's my breath. Set up your bar the way it makes sense to you. A lot of people that have these builds out there, you know, you've got Outcast, Zynode, you know, all those great theory crafters, they, you know, give you a bar setup that is the way they're running their setup for their build. You don't necessarily have to put the skills in the exact same slots as them. You can always switch them up. You can do it to whatever you feel is more beneficial for you. And the last tip I want to talk to you guys about is equipment, and if you're on mouse and keyboard, is possibly getting a solid mouse. And the one that I recommend is this Steel Series mouse that I have. I'll try to find it and link it in the description, but I recommend getting a mouse that has some buttons on it. I'm not talking about the one that has like 900 buttons because that stresses me out. but one that has like some side buttons, because normally, you know, you'll hold a mouse with your hand, you know, or your thumb over the side of the mouse. And this SteelSeries mouse has buttons right where your thumb's at. So I put 2 skills on the back button. That way I can just fire it without, like, I can move around and fire a skill. So like Beast Trap, there it is, Poison Arrow, there it is. And then the other button is used for bar swapping. It's really, really simple for me, really, really easy. And I know that might sound dumb, but I promise you it makes a huge difference. I don't like putting my bar swap as a key. I like having it on my mouse. It's just so much easier for me to do. But hey everyone, that is it. That is the end of the video. I really hope that this video helps you all out, especially you beginners. Again, I know it's a lot of information. I know that it might look intimidating, but it really isn't that bad once you practice it a little bit. Do it while you're questing, do it while you're doing bosses and stuff like that. And if you have any questions, please don't forget, you can always come by my Twitch chat, twitch.tv/brahwegotthis, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always ask questions there. You can always, you know, have fun, just troll me, do whatever you want in there. Just come by, ask questions. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section, you can do that. If you want to join our Discord or guild, ask questions there, hang out with new players. We've got so many people in there now. The links to the Discord and the Twitch and all my social media platforms will be in the description, so you can find it there. But again, I hope this helped you all out. And remember, I will be releasing now the DPS, tank, and healer beginner guides coming up in the next few weeks, along with the Fashionistas Week 4 video is on Monday. So until next time, guys, have faith, be great, and I'll see you guys on ESO.